Hi guys, this is Warren. So it's 2 a.m. in the morning now. I have class in about 7 hours, so I have to prepare this video for you guys. And today I'm going to show you how to create a rather deceivingly complex structure. So I was surfing around in the morning, and then I saw this project in Melbourne called WebBridge. So I thought I'm going to give you guys a little bit of tutorial of how to create a similar form or structure. So since it looks like a tunnel, so we can use cylinder as a basic form. So go to create panel, create a cylinder. I'm going to start from the center of the elevation viewport. I'm going to bring it out, right, and maybe the radius is going to be about 2005. It's about 2.5 meter, and the height is actually the length, because we created the cylinder from the elevation viewport, so the height becomes the length. Maybe you're gonna make this really long, maybe 100,000, which is 100 meter. And okay, I'm gonna turn off this grid. So right now this is our cylinder. I don't want to make it too smooth. Right now it's 16. If I increase it, it will become smoother. I don't want to make it too smooth. I want to make it a bit edgy. uh, Maybe 18 is okay, I guess. No, okay, 18 is okay. And I want to increase my height segments so that I can have a better control later on when I want to adjust the form. Alright, okay, so I have a lot of segments right now. And okay, to start modeling the structure, uh, instead of, you know what, instead of creating a bridge, let's create a building but with similar form. So I'm gonna cut off half of the cylinder so that it becomes a roof, a wall and a roof. So I'm gonna apply edit poly, and I want to delete the entrances, so I go to polygon and delete the faces. The same with this one as well, delete the faces. And also I want to delete all the segments or all the faces underneath. I'm just going to use half of the cylinder. Alright, okay, just for the record, this is there's an option here, this one here. It works like an AutoCAD, where if you click on this, it will select anything that the cursor touches or the marquee touches. If you click it again, it will only select those within the region, you see. So you can choose whichever options you want to have. So I'm going to delete the rest. Okay, so now I have this half cylinder tunnel, and so okay, we're done. We have the basic form. Now I want to tweak the form. Let's make it very fluid, just like in the picture we saw just now. So to do that, I usually use vertex. Alright, that's my favorite selection modifier. So I'm just going to use vertex, click on it, and so today we're going to learn something new. We're going to put on our soft selection. Click on soft selection, and then it will elaborate into this menu. Then alright, let's see. So now we're in the vertex mode. So I'm going to turn on my use soft selection. So what is use soft selection? So let's say I want to select this the vertices here in the entrance. I'm just going to select everything, and fall off. I'm going to increase the fall off. You can press Control to increase the number radically. Alright, I mean drastically. Okay, sorry, it's 2 a.m. in the morning. Anyway, yeah, so you see the colors indicate the influence of the affected region. So the blue color means it's the least influence vertices. What I mean by influence is, okay, when I select these vertices here and I move it, it will affect all the vertices with the color. You see, so if I increase the fall off, you see, it will affect those. And if I decrease the fall off, I'm gonna get at least influenced region. So you can also, I'm gonna do this on a massive scale. So right, I'm gonna move this around, and you can also use rotate if you want to. You see, but be careful not to intersect the faces. See, if I do this, then you see there's a lot of corruptions going on here. Alright, so be careful when you tweak your forms. I'm gonna undo that, Control Z. Alright, so we're gonna go to this one now. So let's create some sort of a worm shape, you see. And yeah, you can also work from the elevation view. See, I'm just going to choose the vertices on top, and maybe I'm just going to pull it up. Well, is it affecting the ground as well? I don't want to have that, so I'm going to put some limitation to it. So edge distance. Alright. So what I did was I turned on the edge distance where it limits the affected region. You see now my all the vertices on the ground is not affected. Right, so I'm just gonna pull it up, and maybe some of this as well. Let's pull it up. We're just gonna make a random shape. Alright, yeah, I can also scale it. I'm just gonna turn off the edge distance now. Okay, maybe scale it, make it bigger or fatter. This one as well. Yeah, we have this very weird worm shape right now. Okay, I think I'm happy with this form. I think I'm done with it. So we have this basic form, right? Let's press Z to have everything zoomed in. Alright, so we have this form, but some of the edges are quite rough. If I zoom in, you see this sort of edges. So I'm gonna apply a modifier called the mesh smooth. Go on to mesh smooth, so now it becomes more fluid. You see. Alright, so we can use this. Now, this is our basic form. So usually, when you've done a basic form, you name it. In my case, I usually like to call it base. Enter. And then, okay, now, so we have the basic form, and I want to create the structure for this form. The way to do it is by making a copy of the base. Alright, so you can just right click and go to clone. And instead of choosing instance, we're going to choose copy. Alright, so now we have two. If I move this up, we have another copy intersecting with the original one. So I'm gonna select one of it and hide it, so I can work on one of the form. So let's hide selection. So now there's only one. The other one is hidden. Okay, I'm gonna enlarge this viewport. Okay. So now I want to create a structure for this building. Alright, and the way to do it is by go to edit poly. Alright, so when I go to edit poly, it will automatically increase the face to accommodate the form. Okay, so when I go to edit poly, I'm going to go to edge. Edge means line, right? So I'm going to press Ctrl A. What it does is it selected all the lines, and now what I want to do is I want to extract the line, just the line. I don't want the faces, I just want the line. So the way to do it is by going down in the menu, just run down and find a option called create shape, this one here. So click on the little box next to it and choose linear instead of smooth. Alright, maybe you're going to name it as structure. Press OK. So alright, let's turn this off. So now we have a line cage. Alright, what I did was I extracted out the lines from this model here. So Ctrl Z, and alright, so now it seems that I'm selecting the structure, so I'm gonna hide selection, isolate selection to focus on the structure. So now if I render, nothing appears because it's in the form of line. So I have to add some thickness to it, and the way to do that is by using sweep. That's one of the methods that you can use. There's a lot of other ways, but for this tutorial I'm just going to use sweep. Click sweep. It's going to take a bit of time because of the complex geometry. So alright, so right now it's on, you see, right now it's using the angle section. So if I increase the number here, alright, it's lagging because of the complex geometry. Alright, so let's just change this to bar. Oh no, bar. We're gonna use cylinder section to have some sort of a tubular section. It's taking a bit of a time. Alright, so I'm gonna press cylinder. Maybe it's too much. There's too many lines. Alright, never mind. I'm just gonna zoom out a bit. So if I render now, even the render is getting a lot longer. Never mind, I'm just gonna cancel this. So right now the radius is 3. Let's make it 50. Let's make it thicker. Right. Oh, I die. I gotta get i7 real quick. I heard some of you are using Pentium 4. That's really sad, man. Anyway, yeah. Okay. So this is the structure that we created just now. So remember that I extracted out the lines from the model, from the base model, and then I used the line to create a structure by applying sweep modifier. So you have to understand the concept. Alright, so now I'm going to exit from the isolation mode, press exit isolation mode, and there we go. We have the structure and the base at the same time. I believe there are two bases because I haven't, oh no, I've deleted the other one, so it's okay. Control Z. And alright, so for this tutorial we're just going to transform the base into glass panels. So I'm just gonna go to edit modifier list and apply a modifier called shell. Okay, to have a better view, I'm just gonna isolate base model, isolate selection. Alright, so right now our base is paper thin, alright, because it started out from a cylinder and I gradually deleted some of the faces, so it becomes paper thin. And to make it solid, we have to apply a modifier called shell. Right. So right now it's 1mm thick. Let's make it 10mm. Alright. So you see now there's thickness to it. If I zoom in slowly, I can see the thickness there. You see? So since we have a glass plane right now, I'm just gonna apply a material. Bring up our material editor. Right. And I'm going to use a template, straightforward. Select the template, choose glass solid geometry and apply onto this base and exit isolation mode. And I'm going to choose the structure. I'm going to bring up the material editor again and apply Arcane Design steel material. So I'm just going to use brush metal maybe and apply. So yeah, let's make a decent render, although it's going to take our time. It's alright. Let's create a base for the structure here. I'm just going to use line and sweep it up. Line. I'm just going to follow the shape of this structure. Right click. So now I have the line, and I'm going to apply sweep and choose bar. So length, thickness 150, and this one will be 6000. Not enough. Maybe more. Okay. So I have the base or the ground, but it's intersecting with the steel structure, so I'm going to break it down a bit. Alright, and I'm going to create another material for the base. Create maybe a concrete, or let's just make it a simple white flat finish. So matte finish, white, not so white maybe, and assign to the base. And then I'm going to create a plane for the ground. Instead of making ground, let's make an ocean. Just for the sake of having a nice render. So let's bring it down, bring it underneath the slab here. Right, so we have our plane, and we're going to apply a ready-made water material, which is being provided in Arcane Design. So go into template, select water, alright, and just apply. And yeah, maybe we could put in some lighting as well. Go to system, daylight, press yes, click somewhere on the ground, hold the sun up, it's fine. Now go to modify tab, change that to MR sun, and change this to MR sky, press yes. I'm not gonna, oops, sorry, that was accidental. I'm not gonna adjust the setting of the date, time and location, just leave it as it is. I just want to render this view, that's all. Okay, maybe zoom in a bit. Right, so let's render this. F10, indirect illumination. Okay, I've already enabled my finer gather, but I'm gonna make it a draft level. Enable my global illumination. So this is gonna take a bit of a time, I believe. So I'm just gonna skip this part. So this is the result. I changed the view because the previous rendering was too far away. I couldn't really see the details of the structure, so I just changed the view and I didn't touch anything else. So this is the result. Looks pretty good. A structure in the middle of nowhere, no access. But it's just an experimentation. Okay, so yeah, basically you can work with any forms at all. Say I'm just gonna save this. It looks quite good. Maybe I'm just gonna save this on my desktop. Test JPEG. Alright, save. Okay, so let's work on other type of form. I'm going to create a new file. Maybe save this and create a new file. So this time let's create a box from the top viewport. Oh, this person. Okay, so I have a box here, and let's increase the segment so that we can have the structure. Alright, see, this is the building. Alright, and now I want to have a diagonal structure. How do I do that? Okay, I can use a modifier called subdivide. Right, so you can also increase the size of the subdivision to, the number of the subdivision, or you can go decrease the size. Alright, somehow it's not dividing equally because maybe just now in the box I need to make it equal. This one 4 as well. Let's go back to subdivide. That's a good thing about 3ds Max, you can always go back and adjust. So alright, let's make some sort of a hexagonal structure if that's possible. Can't achieve that yet. What about this one? If I change that. Alright, this looks good. Alright, that's alright. So this is okay. I like this. And let's put some modifier on it. Let's go crazy. So I'm gonna put in twist modifier, and I'm just gonna twist the box. Something like Calatrava torso building. So the same method, the same concept. Once you have the form, alright, apply edit poly, because only through edit poly you can extract the lines out. So I'm going to use H again and Control A to select all the lines, run down and go to create shape. Click on this, and remember, do not use smooth, use linear, or else your lines are going to be curvy. So I'm just going to use this, and alright, so now I have it. Okay, so the one I'm selecting right now is the base. Oh yeah, I haven't turned off the edge selection mode, so I'm just gonna name it base. Alright, and I'm gonna hide this one. So this is the structure. Oh boy, I'm gonna have a problem again. This is quite a complex structure, so it's alright, let's just try. So once we have the line cage, we have the lines. I have extruded out the lines from the base, and now I can just apply a modifier called sweep, just like just now. Ah, this one is pretty fast for no apparent reason. Soon, oh mine, quite fast. Alright, so yeah, I've increased the radius, so now I have the structure. So if I render this, that's the structure. Because I've applied a sweep modifier, that's why I can see the structure. It was in the line mode, then you cannot see anything after you render. So yeah, this is structure, and maybe we can just apply something to it, apply the same steel structure and unhide all. We're going to choose the base, alright, base, and apply glass to it. Oh no, we can't apply glass because it's solid right now. Maybe we should apply shell first. Apply shell. And I guess now it has thickness inside it. Let's check it out. Yep, there's thickness inside it. So now I'm good to go. Apply glass. Alright, and maybe I'm gonna go a little bit more crazy. I'm gonna apply something else. Let's apply bend. Let's see what happens. Let's limit the effect. So I'm gonna open the bend modifier and go to Gizmo. I'm gonna lift this up a bit and limit it. Oh, not happening, huh? Maybe I need to bring this down instead. Bring this down and angle it up. Alright, so we have this weird building. Looks like it's almost collapsing. It's alright, just for experimentation. So put in some ground as usual. So we're going to use the same material as well. This one is it, and I like to put lighting in because render always looks nice when you put some light in. Alright, as usual, Mr. Sun, Mr. Sky, or Mental Sky, pardon me. And let's have a little bit of an interesting view. Maybe this side, this view looks good. Alright, and maybe it is going to take a while again, so I'm just going to skip the rendering part. So I'm just going to increase the render so that I can have a better view. Oops, before that, lock the image aspect ratio, put in 1000 maybe, and render. Alright, that was rather fast actually. It took less than 2 minutes. So yeah, anyway, this is the render result. I should have made the floor slab earlier so that I can twist and bend it together with the form of the building, you know. But it's okay, you got the idea, right? So basically you can, and this method is perfect for conceptualization, where you can play around with your form or shape, structure and material. Alright, so like I said, it's very good for experimentation. So I hope you use this kind of method and develop it. You know, there's a lot of other ways. There's so many ways to create a complex structure. This is just one of them. Alright, So thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day, guys.